Good day to my audience. I wanted to bring you a special guest today because I think finances is so important. So I found a best financial expert, Jean Chatzky. Now, you know, Jean is the financial expert editor of the NBC Today show. She's an award-winning journalist, best-selling author, a contributing editor for More magazine, and a columnist for the New York Daily. And also, I heard she's got time to blog every day. Boy, that's a resume. Jean Chatzky, welcome to the Valder Beebe Show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Well, I want to talk babies with you today. How about that?
That sounds great. I love talking babies.
Okay, tell me, you say you can give me 10 tips on how moms can budget for their recession generation baby?
Well, the recession generation babies are the babies that are being born now. You know, the babies that are being born the last couple of years who are being born into these families where things are a little tighter than they used to be. We're a little bit more conscious of how we're spending our money. And hopefully these babies will grow up being very money-smart kids and adults.
Well, you know, you made me think. My audience is composed of 84% women, and we are baby boomers. So we already have a title. So this group of babies are going to have their own title.
Don't you love that?
That's amazing. That really is amazing.
Well, I worked with the folks at babycenter.com, and that's where this article on 10 tips, 10 ways to save money for your new babies or grandbabies, if that's what we're looking at, is living. So if your audience wants to go there and check them out, that would be awesome.
They probably do, because we did a little bit of survey before you came on. A lot of grandparents are raising their children's kids. Now, I'm sure that's some kind of scientific data that they know behind it, but a lot of grandparents weighed in on this, so they are interested on how do they help these children grow up.
And it's really, really important because today's moms are so stressed out financially because of the employment situation, because of the increases in the cost of college, that anything grandparents can do to ease that burden, whether they're helping out by giving their time so that their kids can go to work and support the kids, or they're helping out financially with actual cash, is just a huge, huge advantage for those kids and grandkids.
Well, what are some of the obstacles and what are some of the solutions that are going to be facing these recession generation babies? I
think college is a big obstacle for people. I mean, people see it and they think, oh my goodness, this is a 6-digit expense. How are we ever going to get there? And one of the ways we get there is just by consistent saving. And you got to put your own retirement saving before you start saving for college, because there is financial aid out there for college and there's not financial aid out there for retirement. But then you start saving for college in a habitual way. The reason things like 401ks work is because we don't think about them. We just sign up and the money goes right out of our paychecks and into those accounts. And if we want to save for any goal other than retirement, if we want to save for a vacation, we want to save for college, the best way to do it is just by mimicking that 401k. Make sure that the money goes automatically into a 529 college savings account so that it can grow tax-free to help your kids go to school.
You say grow tax-free. Will it gain better interest than at my local bank? Because we're getting nothing at that.
Oh, my gosh, yes. Okay, so a 529 college savings account is very much like a 401k. The money is invested. It's not put into, I mean, you could leave it on the sidelines in a money market account, but you shouldn't. You should really invest it in a diversified portfolio of stocks and bonds based on the age of your child or your grandchild, so that when kids are young and they've got many, many years before they go to college, the money's invested more aggressively. When they're older and they're closer to college, then we take less risk so that if the market takes a tumble, we are not scrambling to make that tuition payment. But by all means, you know, the savings accounts, the money markets accounts, those are for your liquid cash. That's for the money that you need to use in the next couple of years, or for your emergency cushion. Anything beyond that really needs to be invested.
Also, I heard you say that it takes about $250,000 to raise a recession generation baby?
Well, let's just put that into perspective. These are government figures, although if you want to run the numbers for your own child and you go to babycenter.com, you can look at our child cost calculator, and it's a fascinating exercise. But when those numbers are run, they're looking at the fact that your child actually takes up space in your house. So there's a portion of your house that is being put into that number, and a portion of your car that's being put into that number. It's not all food and clothes.
Okay, that sounds good. So Tell me this couple that has this generation baby, one of the things is, you have a baby, sometimes you want to stay home. But is that still a possibility for them?
It is. It absolutely is a possibility, but you've got to look at the numbers and you've got to figure out if it's a possibility for you. And I think actually that pregnancy is a really good time to look at this. You've got 9 months to figure it out. And you should actually try living on a single income if staying home is something that you want to do. And incorporating some of the cost saving solutions that a stay-at-home spouse might be able to provide. So if the person who's staying home is going to be in charge of cutting coupons, if the person who's staying home is going to be in charge of getting the best deals on absolutely everything, well, start that while you're pregnant and put some money away by living on one income to build a sizable emergency cushion.
These are some great ideas, Jean. It really, really is. It's something I can see whole families doing.
I'd like to see whole families involved. We don't teach our kids enough about money. We don't teach them enough about how to make it, how to save it, how to spend it wisely, how to use it to really get the things that they want most and prioritize. Money is a limited resource for everybody. And we all have to learn a little bit more about how to use it to our best advantage.
Well, I know that's your mantra. That's what you continually talk about. You try to give us sensible tips, and we love seeing you in all the places that you always talk to us. Where do you want us to go one more time? Do the recession generation baby?
I want you to go to babycenter.com. And, Valder, I would love it if your viewers would follow me on Twitter if they're on Twitter. I'm just at Jean Chatzky.
You're just the Renaissance woman doing it all.
I'm doing my best.
You're doing a great job.
Thanks.
Really appreciate you. And thanks for being our guest on the Valder Beebe Show.
My pleasure.